we focus on the word, how PR begins with the word, the message, and how it relates to marketing. This what I'm going to mention to you here. It's not mentioned in the book, but it's something that I've used as a guide, as a template, as far as crafting my message, crafting my communication. As you know, I worked for the Grammy Awards and the Latin Grammys for many years. I worked for Univision Communications for 11 years. So I've been in the newsroom. I've seen how news gets gathered. I see how news gets brought into the newsroom, how it's distributed to the people, how it's broadcast to the people. And what I've noticed is that there are four common themes. There's four common themes to PR and to marketing in general. The four categories lie in either one of these four. Sometimes it's a mixture of all four: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Marketing, that's what marketing is about. That's what PR is about. Eventually, you're trying to deal in those four categories. I'm sure if you think about it, your career, whatever it is you do for a living, it falls into one of those four categories: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Health, you need to exercise. They're like all the gyms, they're focused in the health field: exercise, eating healthy, diet, weight loss, all that stuff. Health, it's a billion-dollar industry. So is wealth, love, and health, wealth, love, and happiness. Wealth, products, how to get out of debt, how to find a better job, get an education, investing. Investing in what? You can invest in real estate, investing in stocks, saving your money, investing your money. Right now, the biggest craze is Bitcoin. So a lot of people talking about Bitcoin. That's in the wealth category. Love. Love is another huge category. We're talking about how to attract your partner, how to fix your relationship, dating, online dating versus in-person dating, relationship issues, love, and also happiness. What is happiness? Happiness means different things to different people. Family, freedom to do whatever you want, be your own boss, be independent, have more security, buying a new car. Buying a new car falls definitely not in the wealth category or the health category, but it does fall in the happiness category. So all the automotive dealerships that you see, all the car commercials, essentially what they're selling you is happiness. The vehicle, the V8s, that's a byproduct. Those are some of the features, but having a V8 might bring you happiness. You might feel good driving a V8 or driving a diesel. Or maybe you might be happy driving an electric or a hybrid car. So that's the other category. Buying a new house brings people happiness. Going to a concert, yeah, they're selling you concert tickets, but essentially what they're selling you is happiness because the concert makes you feel happy. It makes you feel good. TV shows, et cetera, et cetera. So working in the TV industry, essentially what I was promoting was happiness. TV shows, why you should watch this TV show, what's gonna be the result of you watching this TV show. I still do commercials for Chevrolet, and usually, the price is one driving factor. These are paid tactics as well, but essentially, the price might make you happy. You use price as a way to make people feel like they're getting a good deal, hence wealth. So essentially, marketing, PR is in those four categories: health, wealth, love, and happiness. The message, let's move on to the message. The content is the message. The book gets a little bit more into detail about this, but the message, that's what PR is about. And there's generally three theories that people follow, and the book gets into detail about this, where the content is the message, what is being said, what the message says is important. So it might be an article, a scholarly article, or a newspaper article that you read where the message is the king, the content is the king. Another theory is that the medium is the message, where you're getting your information from. Is it from Fox News that you think is credible? Or is it from CNN? Is it from the New York Times? Or is it from the Wall Street Journal? Or maybe it's Reddit. If you see something on Reddit, then you might think, well, this is a thread I follow. I find this thread very credible. There's a lot of blogs and a lot of influencers that whatever they say, the medium, well, the medium is more as far as, like the websites, but that brings me into my next topic. That's the person. A lot of people think the person is the message. We're talking about celebrities. We're talking about politicians. We're talking about CEOs. And in today's world, we're also talking about influencers. So the message originates originally from the content, the medium, and the person. So when I worked at the Grammy Awards, the big event that everybody's familiar with is the Grammys that happen in February. The Grammys are February. I think the Latin Grammys are in November. But that's just one event that happens throughout the year. That happens once a year. Throughout the year, the rest of the 11 months, there's a lot of advocacy going on. There's a lot of PR. Since it's the Grammys, it's a membership-based organization. So a lot of people don't know this, but the Grammys is a nonprofit organization. It's based on members. And the members are the people in the music community: engineers, producers, artists, singers, songwriters, studio owners, record label executives, entertainment attorneys, et cetera, et cetera. So throughout the year, there's a lot of advocacy going on with all these members of the music industry. And there's also advocacy groups that go to Washington, D.C. to advocate for musician rights, publishing, owning your own material, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of PR going on behind the scenes at the Grammy Awards, not only externally with all these organizations, but also internally. You want to get people involved. You want to get producers involved with the Grammy Awards process. You want artists to be part of your event. You want artists to participate, to submit their music. So all of that is PR. You don't see that during the school year. You don't see advertising for the Grammy Awards saying, hey, enter your music for Record of the Year, or if you're an artist, join us. There's no advertising going on because it's a nonprofit. But what is happening, there's a lot of PR. There's networking events going on throughout the year. When I was at the Grammys, they were in-person events. But now I'm a member of the Grammys still. And last year, a lot of these networking events were happening via Zoom with other members of the Recording Academy. So all of that is PR, trying to get people involved. When I worked at Univision, my full-time job was communicating in one form or another. It could be putting a newscast together. It could be putting a soccer tournament together for the viewers, and getting organizations involved. And what I saw working at the Grammy Awards is there is also a community. I'm sorry, not at the Grammys, at Univision. The Univision is more community-oriented, more towards your listeners and serving your listeners. And what we would do for the listeners, since they are Spanish-speaking, mainly immigrants, was to create community forums where they can come and ask questions about how to open up a checking account, how to become legal citizens, what you need to do to be to vote if you're a legal citizen. So stuff like that. We would have immigration attorneys on site to answer everybody's questions. So doing a lot of outreach was part of what we did at Univision. And of course, putting on events throughout the year like Cinco de Mayo, 16 de Septiembre, soccer tournaments in the summer, just to get people involved, to get the audience involved with what we're doing. So that's what you want to do in PR. You want to get your listeners involved, you want to get your followers involved, and you want to build a sense of community. So reputation goes a long way, and we must always be careful what we're saying on social media. I'm really glad social media wasn't around when I was in my teens or in my college years, because I probably would have said some crazy things that I regret now. But now that I'm older, a little bit wiser, I always tell the younger generation, millennials, especially, people in their early 20s, late teens, just to watch whatever you do on social media. Be careful what you do on social media because it could come back and backfire. So up for discussion this week. Let's reflect on the following. What does relationship means to you? What does PR mean to you? Public relations and public opinion. How do you see what's a good way, what's a good tactic, in your opinion, to influence others in a good way, to influence others in a positive way? We mentioned in previous chapters, the book brings up the Kardashians. Reality television people really tend to flock towards them because they're seeing something that is spectacular to them. Everybody wants to. Well, a lot of the youth want to be like the Kardashians. I don't know how good that could be, but it's a shift. It's a shift from the norm, from the traditional way of value, the traditional way of honesty. There's a way to do PR. You could use the shock factor. You could use controversy, or you could use more regular traditional methods. So what is it to you? What's a good way to influence public opinion? And what kind of evidence do you see persuades other people? Are celebrities good public opinion starters? What about politicians? What about friends? I know influencers, that's a big deal right now. They have way more influence over what people think than sometimes your traditional media reporters. I used to remember when the person doing the weather was the authority. Whatever the weather person said, that was it. That was the truth. Now, regular people, just like you and me, have the same, if not more, influence over others than traditional media. So what's your take on that? What kind of evidence do people want to see? What would make somebody be influenced? PR, there's a lot of psychology in PR. Social sciences, if you're into the social sciences, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, people are basically looking for shelter, food, clothing. How does your PR, how does your public relations effort fit into Maslow's hierarchy of needs? And what are some actionable items that people and organizations can do today to shape public opinion? So that's our discussion for this week.